Castles by the Sea is a grid coverage and three-dimensional placement game released in 2023 and designed by John Benjamin and Michael Schwiereb, with art by Marby Kwong. The goal is to guide your kingdom of shorelings to build structures, deploy citizens, and compete for space in the sand, all while facing the hazards of being a tiny person on a human-sized beach. Whoever has collected the most sand dollars will be declared the winner. Is that a giant? Oh no, it's just a baby. Oh no, it's taking our people! To set up, assemble the beach board based on player count with the central tide pool in the middle, and place stone blocks and seaweed tokens over the depicted icons. Place the round board nearby with the round marker on it, and 3 random hazards beneath it, shuffling their respective decks. Place the hazard pucks on a different random edge of the beach board from one another, occupying a different icon for each. Players choose an available color or kingdom and take the corresponding player mat, cards, structures, and figures. As a group, they choose 3 structure cards and 3 figure cards that everyone will use from their supply for the game, placing the corresponding pieces on them. They are also dealt 3 castle cards each. Place the sand blocks and sand dollars within reach of all players. First player is chosen randomly and takes the first player marker. In Castles by the Sea, players are the leaders of one of the 4 different kingdoms of shorelings, tiny people who craft their buildings out of sand and then seem somehow baffled when an arid beach ball delivers unto them doom. The game is played over several rounds, with each player taking a turn in order to perform the following steps: gather, build, place, score, and hazard. During gather, the active player will collect from the supply 3 sand blocks plus 1 for every 2 of their previously destroyed pieces, taking those back as well. Next, in build, they may place any number of their sand blocks on the main board, as long as they are all part of a connected group. The first block built in a turn may go anywhere, but every subsequent block must share a side with a block built during the same turn. Any remaining sand blocks may be kept between rounds. Place is when the player may place any number of their pieces on those built sand blocks. Each piece has specific placement criteria that is defined by the corresponding structure and figure cards. These are scored during the score step of the turn as noted on those same cards. Additionally, satisfied castle cards can be scored during the turn. Finally, during the hazard step, the active player must choose one of the hazard pucks to move clockwise to the next board edge, choosing an unoccupied location for it. The other 2 hazards have the top card of each of their decks turned face up and stacked with any previously flipped cards. If 3 or more alert icons are visible for a hazard, then it triggers immediately, removing pieces and or sand. Then the puck is moved clockwise to the next unoccupied space with the same icon, and that hazard's deck is shuffled. After the last player in the round takes their turn, the round marker is moved forward and a new round begins. If the marker was already on the last space of the track, then one final hazard step is performed by each player, in turn order, with destroyed pieces returning to their cards, and sand blocks collected as normal. A final scoring is performed and the game ends. The player with the most sand dollars wins, with ties broken by most remaining sand blocks. Imagination! Every human has it, I assume, and hope. It shows us fantastic creatures among the clouds, and monstrous beasts in the shadows. It gives us arts and crafts, and incredible stories we can share with anyone we can coerce into lending us their ear. On occasion, it takes on a life of its own, and our creations run riot over us, leaving us to wonder what we could possibly have been thinking when we birthed this silly idea. Sand can be coarse and irritating, and it does get everywhere, but it can also be made into glass. Heated and treated and shaped, transformed into a work of art. Something made from practically nothing. A beach becomes a window, a breath becomes a song, a word becomes a truth. Imagination is the equation, and I'm always game.